Hey, everybody, welcome to our Africa podcast where I'm joined with some great people. We were in Zanzibar, Dar es Salaam, and Tanzania for about 9.5 days. And I'm so grateful to have a few of the people that went with us. So I'm going to let them kind of introduce themselves and maybe say a few words about their experience. And let's start with Deans Barstow.
Thank you, Principal Anderson. Again, Glisetta Barksdale, the Associate Dean at Malcolm X College, who had the awesome opportunity to join in the study abroad trip with awesome African American males. We had 28 African American males that we took over to the continent of Tanzania. Africa was awesome, a very eye opening experience for me as well as the young men. So, thank you so much for inviting me.
Oh my God, I wouldn't do this without you. Mr. Jackson.
My name Corday. I'm a recent graduate of Michelle Clark, and I was blessed to be able to go on this trip. It was definitely an experience. It was a culture shock how different their culture was from ours, from the food to the way they dress to the way they live. But it was fun, and I learned a lot about how different it was out there.
Hi, my name is Trenta Smith. I just graduated from Michelle Clark also. It was a great experience for me. I've never been out of the country before. I've been around different states around the U.S., but I've never been out the country. So taking that long plane ride and experiencing different things like different types of food and doing different types of things that they do in their culture, it was really eye-opening. So I just think that was a good opportunity. I appreciated it a lot.
Yeah, so let's just take a couple minutes and kind of like reflect or kind of talk. So, what are some things that you were like, and this is for anybody, we don't have to go in any type of order, but that you were like, whoa, like this is really, like Corday, you said it was a culture shock, but like, what were some things that you were just like, whoa, this is really different? Like, I don't know if I can even get with this or, just surprised about.
Probably one of them was when we was in the lines out there, how everybody was like, in the U.S., we got lines in this order. But out there, it's just like you get in where you fit in. People will shove you out the way. People will cut in front of you. And it's like we look at it and we look at it and judge, but it's they culture. So we can't really, I had to learn, it's no wrong way to live culturally. So that's just what they used to. And they,
Yeah, so you talking about when we got on the ferry?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For me, too, along those same lines, Corday, with what we would consider here in America to be chaos, it was actually systematic for them. Logistically, they knew with all of the hundreds of people who were at the ferry port, they were logistically able to maneuver the luggage to get people their luggage. They knew exactly where to go for the people to claim their luggage without anything being lost. Whereas we thought this is mayhem going on.
And somebody's going to take my luggage.
And somebody's going to take you, trying to keep your eye on your luggage, but as soon as you keep your eye on your luggage, here comes a big freight of someone else's luggage flying down the hill. You don't know if you're going to get hit with the luggage. But unbelievably, no one was hurt. No one, it was even a close call. Mm-hmm. Everything was logistically sound. Whereas here in America, to your point, Corday, we have organized, we have people, we have conveyor belts, if you will, for our luggage. But that was definitely a culture shock for me as well.
What about you, Tristan? Anything that was like a culture shock?
I was telling my dad recently, because I was just with my dad yesterday, I was telling him about the money, the different types of money,
shillings.
Shillings down there. For I think it was $1 is 2,500 shillings, and that is crazy because
it was hard to wrap your brain around, right?
Yeah, so having like 10,000 shillings, which is a lot for them down there, it's like having $4 here, which is like barely having something for some people. And so if you put like $50 in, you get I think it was like 100,000 shillings, and then it's easy for you to bargain and negotiate with them if you want to buy something like a bracelet or a necklace or something or a shirt. It's so easy for them to bargain, and it's like you could just I see why, and a lot of things out there cheap. Like I was seeing that they had a whole bed set, brand new, for like 50,000 shillings, and you can't get that here. You get that here, that's like $1,000 some dollars.
Absolutely.
Yeah, one of the things that was interesting for me is like when we were like at the market, I think I had a student with me at all times saying, "What is that in American dollars?" Because for some reason it was just too much, like
to
between
do the math.
to do the math. But I really would like to hear your opinion on this because this was something that kind of, I don't want to say it bothered me, but it did bother me that I saw how talented our people were. I saw people back there like cutting wood and creating these statues. I saw people with paintbrushes and doing paintings.
Yeah.
I saw people
about
stitching.
the artists.
And
Well, as soon as we stepped off the boat, you had artists right there who was actually, creating your whole, doing a portrait of your face. That was awesome.
And so this is where the inner fight came for me was then I was like, and now we're trying to like not give them maybe what it's worth. Because I think that the stuff that we saw, like watching them whittle and make those statues, those should have been in a museum. Some of that artwork should have been on display places, right? But because maybe they don't know the value of it somewhere else, that they were willing to settle for whatever we could get out of it in the bargaining. So I don't know. I was just kind of like, in some cases, I felt like we were taking advantage of them or something. What do you guys think of that? Like, it just felt weird to me.
And to your point with the shillings, because our U.S. dollar is more than their shillings, and what we were actually paying for the items that we purchased were worth in America much more than what we paid them for in Tanzania, as we learned they pronounce it. And we found ourselves actually, Dr. Anderson, tipping them, whereas it would be like maybe $40,000. We would give them $50,000, $60,000 because we know if we did the actual money exchange, we were paying far less for whatever the items over there than we would pay for here in the U.S. So I found that to be interesting too. What about you all?
Yeah, it was, I don't know. Because I felt like, I get what you saying, how you felt like we was cheating them because everything was made by them. Yeah. But then again, it was like they had tried to do the same to us because we tourists. So like, not so like to shine them on a bad light or to say something negative about them. But it was like they see us as a walking money sign because we tourists and they know how much money, how much of our money is worth of their money. So they'll try to overprice us, overcharge us, or like, and like in the market, it's kind of like whoever got the best price because a lot of the stores got the same thing.
But I think that overpricing and overcharging was just trying to get more because this was their living. Like, I think I was walking with somebody and I was like, I was walking with Glenn and I said, this hustle, because it felt like a hustle. Like they were like, no, come over here. Come over. It doesn't cost a look. Come look. Yeah. I was like, this hustle really is about, I got to feed my family tonight.
Their way of living. Absolutely.
I got to be able to have some money to pay my bills and things. So, I look at you as a dollar sign, but I still felt like, not that we were trying to cheat them or they were trying to cheat us. I just felt like when I brought it to U.S. in my head, I was like, sometimes we have these great things that black people have created and it doesn't get the value that it really deserves because people don't see the real value. I think that's where I was with it.
Right.
So I was kind of torn.
I see exactly. Yeah. To your point, I see exactly, because at the end of the day, they have a business that they're running. They have to go and buy more merch. For they live off of tourism. If it wasn't for people coming to visit Tanzania, what would they do? To live and to provide for their survival. So that's why we found ourselves giving them more, even though we did kind of go back and forth. We felt that they were going up on us because we were tourists and we kind of, come on. But at the end of the day, we ended up giving them what they were asking. In some cases, giving them a tip.
And we don't know the threshold either. Like, we don't know, like let's say what they were trying to sell us was really probably worth 50 Schillinger and they were trying to sell us for 10,000. We don't know that part, but I just think that sometimes we as African American, as blacks, don't always understand our worth. And so people come along and take advantage of it. And so that's kind of where I was with that. Like some of our businesses sometimes are not thriving as much as they can because of that too. So that was the thing that kind of Oh yeah, I forgot to always say that we're still in the school, so the bell is ringing. Even though it's summer, the bell is still ringing because we didn't turn them off. But we have classes going on too with Freshman Connection. So that was something that just hit me and stuff. What would you like? How would you describe like the whole preparation to get there? Like every time I talk to somebody, they're like, "How many shots you have to take? And what else did you do this and this?" Like people think that we did like hospitalizations to come and all that.
I don't think it was that bad to come to prepare. Like you had to get the pills and you had to take the shots and come to the meetings. See now, most things I do, like say if it's like basketball or something, and we finna go out, we had like 40 different meetings. Like about or like other things I do, we have 40 different meetings. 4 different meetings in like 2 or 3 months ain't bad, and you get information about the trip, and then you have to take the pills every day. That ain't. I ain't feel like it was too much of a rush. I just feel like it was a good enough time.
But did you feel like people were like, "What all did you have to do to go?" Because people think that we had to do like all of these
several vaccines.
Yeah,
You only needed one, which was a yellow fever.
It probably felt a little bit weird for me because I did mine late because I got my like passport and stuff all that late. But besides that, it really didn't feel rushed at all. It just felt like a normal. I'm just getting
preparation.
ready.
Yeah. Okay. What were you gonna say, Corday?
No, basically what Tristan was saying is like it may seem like a lot of steps, but it's like it's really not. It's just getting you prepared for when we go over there. You just getting everything you need from your passport to the yellow fever to getting the malaria pills. And we only had 4 meetings in 3 months.
Yeah, I think that's important though because there are some people who would love to go to Africa, but they're afraid of like the pills, the shots, and all that. That's why I brought that up because everybody who I've talked to, like, how many shots did you have to do? Did you have to get in this and you have? And I'm like, no, we have to do all of that. And so that's why I brought it up because sometimes there's people who really want to go, but they're afraid to go. I know that Corday has to leave, so tell me what time is it? How much minutes?
9:40.
So you need to leave in what? 4 minutes?
Like around.
Like now? So you want to walk out in the middle of our conversation?
I'm sorry, I gotta be at work.
So before you leave though, then because we'll keep the conversation going, you have to leave us with like some type of parting thoughts. Like for somebody who didn't go, put the vision of what this was about.
Be open minded. You know, it's like don't be scared to try nothing new. Everything is different out there. Everything is different, but it's better because our food so processed. So we used to all the extra steps they took in getting our food, but their food is fresh, so it's way healthier. So don't be scared to try a different type of food or try something new that you ain't never did or tasted before. So
yeah, you tried the coconut water.
Yeah. I tried everything. Anything new that I never had before, I tried it. But the only thing I would say I didn't like was the coconut water.
So is there a dish that you like if you went up north, I know there's African restaurants. Like, would you go up and what would be one of the dishes that you would look for?
Either curry chicken or butter chicken.
Okay. So I didn't see that. I didn't see those. I don't know why. Probably because I don't eat chicken, so I didn't look at the chicken.
It's like they prepared a lot of the meals in curry. You know, that's one of the main spices, I guess, that they use. So I would say that too, you know. But to Corday's point, we actually had live coconuts that they actually cut open and opened up the top for us, and that was really a eye-awakening experience for me. I didn't really care for one because it was not cold.
Yeah,
it was,
I needed it cold too.
Yeah, I needed it a little cold, but again, I'm like you all. I tried it for the first time. Anderson, I think you shared with me yours.
Yeah,
but
I was like,
but you know, but that's one thing that was totally different to try.
So Corday, we're gonna let you exit out so you can say bye to everybody.
All right, I appreciate y'all for having me on this podcast.
Corday's got to go to work.
My bad, awesome, I had to be at work today, but it's I gotta go.
I'm just coming for the discount, so I'll be over there today.
I'll see y'all around. Okay, I'll catch you. All right.
Take care, Corday.
See you later, Corday.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
Pleasure to see you again. All right. We'll be in touch now.
So as Corday's leaving, I just want to say that as a student, Tristan, going, how do you think this is going to impact your life? Like now, like every encounter is different because you've been there, right? Like people who don't really know like the pride that Black people have and that we should have in our culture. Like how does that change for you now? Just in your regular meetings now.
I just think that it makes me have a whole new perspective on some things. You know, cause like I said, I was with my dad, and so I was riding the past. I was going downtown. I was going to Apple Store actually to get my phone, and I was seeing all these buildings, all these tall buildings. And I'm looking like just like 24 hours ago, this was just sand and dirt and sheds.
Yeah.
And it was people walking, and all black people walking, and riding 4 or 5 people on one motorcycle.
Yes,
That was man, that was something.
Riding right next to your car and right here.
in and out.
It's
Yeah.
people,
No helmets.
no
Yes.
helmets. It's cars coming right towards you. And
Yeah.
I was just thinking like that is really crazy. It's a really big difference if you come from here all the way over there. And I was just thinking like that if I was just like feeling like that is a real crazy thing that
Right.
you just see that, and then 24 hours later you see a whole big difference. And
Yeah.
you realize that's crazy how the world is.
Right.
Yeah, it was weird for me because when I drove home after we made it back to Malcolm X, I was like, I'm on the wrong side of the street.
Exactly right.
Because we had watched them drive, and I was
Right.
watching it, and all of a sudden
Right.
I felt like I was on the wrong side of the street because they were driving on the opposite side. So that was
Absolutely.
really, really weird to me. Like I was like, wait, okay, no, you're right, but like you said, within 24 hours, your whole mind shift had to change.
Right.
Yeah.
To that point, both of your points, Dr. Anderson, we had a walking experience. We were walking to find the market, and we didn't know which way to go because
Yeah.
it was like vehicles were coming from north, south,
Yeah.
east, west, all which ways. But the most thing about
And
it,
they don't stop for you when you're trying to
There's
cross.
no
Pedestrians
stopping.
have no right of way.
none at all. There were no accidents. They
Yeah.
were going fast. Cars are made
Yeah.
European style, to whereas our driver's side is on the left, their driver's side is to the right. We drive to the left, and they driving to the right.
That was so weird to me.
It was so weird, but and we were asking, how fast can they go? We saw
No,
how
signs,
fast, no,
nothing. They,
you know.
it could be you could be in a big van that we was in. There'd be 3 motorcycles to your right, a car to your left. Y'all all going the same speed,
Right.
And only one lane.
Finna hit
And
a
only
turn.
one lane.
And all y'all finna hit a turn going right, and none of y'all will crash.
Exactly.
Nobody will crash. And then you'll be walking down like we was walking in the market, and we was going down them little narrow streets, motorcycles and cars going back in little small streets going back and forth both ways, and you gotta study go to the side because it's different cars and stuff. And
Exactly.
they not stopping.
How about when we were in the bus and it looked like the cars were coming to us head on?
Yeah,
It looked
Oh,
like that we
they
were going
were
to have a
coming
head
head
on
on.
collision.
they were because
Exactly.
it's one small street, so they
Yeah.
both, and you can't like go side to side. So you just coming in, and then the bus to move to the left.
Yeah.
It looked like they was finna crash, and there was no crashes. I ain't
Again.
see one. I ain't see. Now it was sounds. It looked like it was gonna crash, but it never crashed.
No.
Yeah, we never saw any accidents.
Never saw any accident.
So before we go on, I want to put a pin here because I want to stop and thank President Sanders,
yes.
VP Walker,
Yes.
and we got to thank our tour leader,
Yes.
Dr. Latner,
Yes.
because I'm sure everybody kind of drove her crazy every now and then. But thank you. And then, did I say VP Walker?
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
I can't leave him out because he was the youngest, oldest guy there.
Exactly right.
Anytime you see the group playing, what was it, soccer?
Yes.
And then all of a sudden he jumps in and starts playing
Exactly
soccer.
right. That's their football.
Yeah, and what
It's
was so
their
cool
culture.
about it was they welcomed them. Like
Exactly.
it wasn't like they were like, wait, who these people? They just let us start playing and everything.
Exactly.
So I wanted to make sure we stopped and just thank them for making this happen because it wasn't an easy feat.
That's
and I'm
right.
sure we didn't know all. I'm sure we'll never know all the things that they had to go through back and forth. All we knew is they gave us a ticket. We got our passports, and then we got the rooms to the keys to the room, and blah blah. So we don't know all of the extra pieces that. So
Yes.
Dr. Ladner is probably still asleep now, probably trying to catch up. Let's see. Today is Wednesday.
Today is
We came back Sunday, so she's probably
Wednesday.
still asleep trying to catch up, which
Yes.
much needed rest. So I do say much needed rest and thank you. And Dr. Tracy also,
Exactly
who just
right.
like
It's phenomenal.
was the nurse of she was the Florence Nightingale for the trip.
Exactly
You need
right.
Pepto, you need blah blah blah. So I think that is what made it even better too. That
Absolutely.
Helped me negotiate and everything. Every time
Yeah.
I wanted to buy something, she right there. Anybody was buying something for somebody, she was out there.
yeah, Dr.
Right
Tracy
there
would just
for
show
the
up. You'd be like,
exchange.
where did she just come from?
She'd say a price and like, okay. She'd be like 10,000, 10,000. She'd say with Forrest, and they be like, okay. And
Yeah.
they
Yes.
didn't even argue.
Dr.
Yeah.
Tracy definitely was there to help with the exchange, as well as Dr. Hope Essien, who was definitely
I was gonna say
there. He
Dr.
was
Hope.
right on it. He actually helped me with my bidding, I guess, if you will, because if it wasn't the right shillings that they were asking for, he would quickly tell them, "Oh, forget about
Yeah,
it."
he would say, "You can't tell me how to spend my money. I'm out of here."
We're here to help you, my brothers and sisters. If not, forget about it.
And I used to be like, "No, Dr. Hope, I really want that." He was like, "No, you don't want it. We go somewhere." I was like, "But I want that." And he was like, "We going somewhere else." And I would look at the people and be like, "He said we can't buy it." You know?
But they were like, well, how much you want to pay?
Yeah.
Don't go. So it was all a very much learning experience. And again, we are definitely grateful for those who made it happen, from President Sanders, Representative Danny Keith Davis. It was just a whole work of love, labor of love,
Yeah.
definitely to have for I am African American male mentoring program that Malcolm X has to expose African American males to another culture, another way of life. And as we said, to each one of the African American males who embarked upon this journey, that each one of you have a passport, and that's your passport to the world. Always keep it to whereas you can be able to travel in and out of the country as you will. Don't let that be your first stamp. We want your passport to look like some tattoos that is
Yeah.
all stamped up because of the different places that you travel throughout this world. So
And I love that VP Walker said we challenge you to have 5 stamps on there before it expires. But I also
10
think the more
years.
you expose,
Yes.
the more you help shape who you are.
Absolutely.
And so I think that, like, this trip, no matter how much I try to tell people, I'm still saying bits and pieces and still really not enough, because there's just so much that you have in
Absolutely.
there. So as we get ready to end, let's start with you, Tristan, then we go to Dr. Barksdale. Like, you can't tell it all, right? But what have been some things that you've just been telling people about your whole experience with it? The whole experience, not even just that you went to Africa, but just the whole experience for you. Like, how has it changed you?
I was telling my mom, because she was asking me a lot of questions when I
Yeah.
got back. I was really just trying to go to sleep. She was asking me a lot of questions. I was telling her how it changed my whole perspective on how I see the world today, and how I live in like Chicago, and how we walked to that farm. We walked to
With Tim 3 and me.
Tim.
Yes.
We went to Tim's farm, and we met I talked to the lady. She said she was from Mississippi, and she moved down there like last year. She should have been moved down there, and she said because of reasons, I forgot the reasons why, but she was saying that how she moved down there, how she loved it down there actually, and how she came to Africa before, but she never decided to move down there. And I was just thinking, like, if she lived down here and it's chaos, and like they said, they don't got a lot of manners, but if she could live down here, I think that I could live down there too.
Yeah.
You know?
That's awesome.
And she saw the value in moving there.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I was telling my mom, because we went jet skiing, we went to the beach.
Yeah.
I was telling my mom I went jet skiing real quick. I might gotta do that again real soon, because I never been jet skiing. I thought it was gonna be like real hard, but it was really, really easy.
But that goes
Yes.
back to what I was saying too. So you get one of the people to get their jet skis and then say, "I'll make money by letting people ride my jet ski and bringing it back." So
Yeah.
like that's why I said, just such a creative group of people that were
Absolutely.
there that knew how to be creative enough to make money and everything else.
Yes. I look at it too as being transformation, just transforming. We met another young lady, Tristan, to your point, from America, who's from New York,
Yep,
who
New
said,
York.
I said, hey, I've had enough. I want to change. I want something new, and just ventured off. I'm moving from New York, big city, to Tanzania. Didn't know anyone. And when she got there, she said, hey, where's everybody? And to have met her and to just grow with her. She said, hey, I'm just starting, don't even have any property here, but it's just a new way of life for me. I just really feel transformed. Not all of the stress that I had when I was in America. I've retired, and this is a whole new beginning for me. And for me, that was very just transforming, just inspirational for her to be relatively young, but say, hey, I'm leaving this to actually start a whole new life. She hasn't even been in Tanzania, not even
like
a
10
year,
months,
like 10 months. And already she's found a fiance, and we exchanged numbers, Dr. Anderson and I. So we're going to keep in touch. So I look forward to possibly going back. Exactly. Going back to the wedding.
For that.
Absolutely.
Unless Congressman Danny K. Davis will get that date.
Maybe exactly that's the date we all
can. So let me say thank you guys so much. We're going to have like 2 or 3 episodes of this that we wanted to do, but we wanted to do it because we wanted people to hear some of the changes and some of the things that we saw and how it's changed our lives. Because sometimes we get great things that happen to us and we don't share it.
Yes.
And so today I wanted to make sure we took some opportunity to share it. So any departing words from either one of you guys?
Well, for me, I want to personally thank you, Dr. Anderson, for, first of all, having the vision for your 3 students here at Michelle Clark, 2 who've recently graduated from Michelle Clark, and to provide them with that educational exposure, culturally enriching opportunity was awesome. And the fact that you also had the opportunity to join in, not even knowing that you would be a part of this awesome opportunity, but you came on board and it was just like one big family. And I'm just very grateful that I was assigned as a chaperone to the Michelle Clark family, as well as the other 2 brothers from Kennedy King, the Rice brothers. It has really been very, very welcoming and an awesome opportunity to work with you and your students. And look, this is just the start of what I'm hoping will be more to come.
Absolutely. Eminem, Malcolm X, and Michelle Clark.
Yes.
What you got, Tristan?
I like to say thank you too, because I really appreciate this, because I know it's a lot of students in Michelle Clark. So I'm glad that you picked me, or I'm thankful that you picked me.
Well, I couldn't get you out of my office. No. But it's something that I always see in each student.
Yes.
I saw this would be life changing for you.
Awesome.
Yeah, because a lot of people when I was telling them that I was going to Africa, they said, oh, why you going here? This and this and that. Like, cause this Africa, this is a good experience. This is where a lot of our people
motherland.
are from.
Yeah. That's right.
This is where a lot of our people are from. So I want to understand why you wouldn't want to go there. And it's free. And like you paying your own money to get it. You probably
and you get a credit for it.
Right.
It's a disciplinary studies course.
Exactly right.
You get credits, and that helps you do college faster, and that's free money too. So like the only time you ever spent your money out there if you bring money to exchange, and it was free. So I like to thank you for that. And that's it really. Thank you. Just thank you.
All right, so thank you guys. We're signing off, and we'll see you on the next podcast on the trip the journey to Africa, Tanzania, Dar es Salaam, and Zanzibar.
Yes.